What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Just Cuz TV channel. My name is Anthony, and this week we have our Week 8 already, guys. Week 8 NFL Pick'ems, odds, spreads, and survivor picks. As usual in our NFL videos, I will be joined by the co-founder of the channel, Cousin Steve. What's going on, my dude?
What up, buddy?
Can you believe it's already Week 8? Can you believe that?
This is a fast flying NFL season. That's for sure.
Yeah, man, halfway there already, dude. Like, what is going on?
Just some crazy games, some crazy weeks up ahead. So let's get in here and let's pick them.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. Unfortunately for me, I'm in last. We'll get that here in just a second. And as usual, in our NFL videos, we are joined by our special guest, Dr. West. What's going on, man?
How's it going, my niece, Anthony?
Oh, niece. I went from sister to niece.
Yeah, we're running out of relatives.
Yeah, I can't. I'm stuck in the female gender now, apparently.
Yeah, you're a lady 2 weeks in a row. How's that make you feel?
Not ideal, honestly. I don't know. Like I don't know if I don't think I like it very much, but I mean I don't mind it. I suppose. I don't know. I'll take it.
He's open to it.
Yeah, I'll take what I can get. That's fine, I suppose.
Why not?
Yeah, let's do it. You guys ready to hop into last week and see how we did?
Oh really. Yeah, I'm ready.
I know Steve's ready, guys. Would you look at this? We have a new leader in the clubhouse through week 7. Steve popping off with 12 out of 14 correct last week.
He just blew the doors off of us last week.
Ran the table through the 1 p.m. games, had them all correct. Just insane week. Congratulations, Steve. That's a huge week.
Yeah, it was. I took some risks, but a couple teams came through there literally in the last minute. So RIP to the Atlanta Falcons.
That will work.
Yeah,
exactly. Dr. West, you see your score there? What does that say for week 7?
It's not good.
I believe
it says I'm middle of the road.
Yeah.
I'm still beating somebody.
Yeah, so I mean you're beating me overall, but I will say last week, you know who you did not beat? Jake Jacobs left a comment last week with all of his picks, got 9 games correctly. The point of the game last week was not beat Anthony or beat Steve. It was beat Dr. West, and you win a Joe Burrow rookie card. And he did that.
Burrow, it's all yours.
So, Jake Jacobs, I will be reaching out to you very shortly. I will grab your address, man. We will get that sent off to you. Congratulations. You have now officially crushed Dr. West's ego and all hopes. He is on the downswing from here on out. And Steve is on the upslope. Would you look at that? 12 out of 14, man. Congrats again. That is huge.
That was a solid week. I was excited. I remember we talked a little bit about, when this 1 o'clock games are done. I was like, look, I'm 8 of 8. You guys were like, well, shit.
Yeah, this is not good. He has a chance to run the table here.
I'm gonna come back. I gotta clear my mind. I'm gonna come back this week. As such, I am renewing the challenge. I will give a Justin Herbert rookie card to anybody in the comments who can beat me.
This week only again, right, Dr. West? Week 8.
That's right. Week 8.
Justin Herbert.
Straight up picks. You got to pick all the games, see if you can beat me. Get a little Justin Herbert action. Rookie of the year front runner, probably.
He seems like at that point 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. He's like 11 touchdowns the last 3 games or something like that. Like the dude's on fire, man. Like he looks really good.
Yeah.
I got some stats for you guys so far this year. You ready for this? So we've had our fair share of solo picks, right? I know Dr. West has been thrown out there on the island a lot. So far this year, I am 4-8 in solo pick games. Like just absolutely horrible. I'm 0-4 picking Cincinnati by myself. Never again.
I was thinking that that you're all alone 4 wins, maybe the 4 wins of the Buccaneers.
I think they are. At least the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm 2-0 on Tampa Bay on solo picks over the last 2 weeks. Steve, 10-6 in solo picks. That's huge.
That's a solid, that's a good year for an NFL team right there.
It is. And not to mention, you're picking these games by yourself.
That's a playoff team.
You're a playoff team at this point. Absolutely.
Just by myself. I don't know.
Meanwhile, Dr. West, barely above water here. A 500 team. He's 13-13 in solo picks so far this year.
I am winning in the number of solo picks category. Though,
absolutely.
So got that going for me.
Lone Wolf Dr. West with some of his picks, it seems like.
So if you just go by gross number, I have the most solo wins if you look at it that way.
You do.
13.
You had 26 Steve had 16, and I have 12, as you know, the resident breaker of ties among the group. Not on an island by myself very often. But that's, a little update for you, a little mid-season update. Steve crushing it with the solo picks, and it's translating to the overall lead in our head-to-head battles so far. So we'll see if we can keep that going. Before we get into the games, we want to touch base on, I'm not sure what's going on here, but the NFC West has 4 teams all above 500, and the NFC East has 4 teams all below 500.
Okay.
Like, this is almost pathetic, and it's just I use almost sarcastically. It is very actually pathetic, honestly. Like, this is the most pathetic display of football I've ever seen by one entire division. Like, if you look at the away stats for the NFC East, they have one game won away from home all year so far. Pathetic. This is pathetic. So I wanted to bring this question up to you guys. For the NFC West, in the preseason, I took the Cardinals. Steve took the 49ers. Dr. West, you took the Seahawks. Anybody want to change their picks so far based off what they've seen in this division?
No, I'm happy with where I'm at. I mean, I think Seattle's going to win the conference still. They had one hiccup last week in a game they shouldn't have lost, so I'm still confident in my pick.
Steve, you want to change from the 49ers? You stick with them despite all the injuries they've had so far this year?
It's the Seahawks. I agree with. Oh, well, I don't know if they should have lost last week, the Seahawks, but I mean they should have lost against the Vikings, so they had to take one somewhere. But you know what? It's a tough division, and I'm just gonna ride out my pick. I'll stick with the 49ers.
Sticking, and I'm sticking to my guns as well with the Cardinals. So we're gonna see how this plays out. We're all still hanging in there. We're all still good. If any of our teams had been in the NFC East, they'd be leading by like 4 games right now. So in the preseason, I took the Cowboys. Steve and Dr. West took the Philadelphia Eagles. You guys riding with the Eagles as well to win the division still this year?
Begrudgingly, I will, but I mean, it's like pick this best piece of garbage that you want. That's what this is.
Yeah, put it on the pedestal, right? Somehow show it off. Your shiny new piece of garbage. Congratulations.
Polish a turd as much as you can.
It's all these teams are turds, absolutely. Steve, are you staying with the Eagles as well?
Yeah, and I think, and I'll tell you the reason why. I think that tie will come in huge. I think they'll be like we talked about before we started. Someone's going to go 7-9, and they're going to go 7-8-1, and like win the division. So that tie is going to be huge.
Yeah, they're literally going to host a playoff game under 500 as the 4 seed, probably, or the 5 seed, I suppose, or 4 seed. Yeah, 4 seed. I apologize. Has one versus one of these horrible NFC West teams, or one of these. I'm all over the place right now. One of these great NFC West teams that are going to finish with 11 wins and not win the division. Life is not fair.
It's going to be like.
Right.
It's gonna be like the Cardinals or the Rams that they're gonna play at like 10-6 or something.
Yeah.
Or 11-5, while the Eagles are 7-8-1 and hosting a playoff game.
Yeah, it's gonna be really
NFL.
unfair for the Rams or Cardinals to have to travel to Philly for a playoff game because Philly was under 500 and won the division. It's just crap.
Yeah.
It's just crap. Let's get away from this horrible NFC East stuff. You guys ready to hop into the games? You ready for this
Absolutely.
week?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's go. We're going to skip the big 3 this week, guys. We talked about these NFC West divisions. So before we get into it, just a reminder, odds and lines are brought to you by DK Sportsbook. They obviously will change as the week goes on. These are how they currently are as of Tuesday evening. That's when we film, right? And just as a reminder, guys, all of our picks, they are straight up. We don't make spread picks. There are tons of other spread analysis shows, spread analysis websites. You can go check it out there. Check those out. We're just here. We're making straight up picks, talking about the games, having some fun while we're doing it. That takes us to our Thursday night game. We got the 1-6 Falcons traveling to the 3-4 Carolina Panthers. The Panthers a field goal home favorite over under at 49. Another week, yet another blown lead for the Falcons. This is getting ridiculous. Like, after Todd Gurley scored with 64 seconds left on the clock, Detroit, who, by the way, did not have any timeouts, they went 75 yards in 8 plays. TJ Hawkinson caught the game-winning touchdown. This team, man, they're just incapable of winning. The Panthers also, though, they have now lost 2 in a row. Their offense appears to be stuck in the mud. So, Steve, who you got in this NFC South Thursday night matchup?
I really want to go with Carolina because I feel like that's the obvious answer, right? Like, they're clearly the better team. They're at home. But, again, Atlanta's got to win somewhere. This Carolina team isn't great. I mean, I think Teddy Bridgewater and the wide receivers there, Rob Anderson and DJ Moore, are great. They're doing good things out there. They're trying to keep them close in games. I'll take the Falcons in this one, though. Like I said, I just feel like they've got to get a win somewhere. I just don't see them going to 1-7. I can, a 3-5 record for the Carolina Panthers. That feels about right.
I feel like this has something to do with you saying you will never take Carolina to win another game this year.
Yeah, that too. Like every single time I pick Carolina, it's been wrong. Like I went against them and it was wrong. I went with them and it was wrong. I got lucky last week. Took the Saints. Saints won. Go Saints.
Go Saints. Dr. Wes, you appear to have a tendency of disagreeing with Steve throughout this whole year so far. Who you got?
Indeed. And I am going to disagree with him again, only because I am swearing off the Falcons. They're dead to me. I will never pick them again for the rest of this year. I'm done. I think the smartest bet that you can make for the rest of the year is at halftime, if the Falcons are ahead, pick against them. Just money line other team. You'll probably get plus money. You would be a rich man if you would have done that all year this year.
It's what, 3 times so far? 4 times?
At least. They just cannot. And they're not small leads that they're blowing. So, yeah, give me the Panthers. I'm done with the Falcons. I'm going to blindly pick against them for the rest of eternity.
It's, Dr. Wes, I'm siding with you again here. Like, this Atlanta team, they are literally incapable of winning. They're allergic. I don't know what it is, but they literally come up with new ways to lose by accidentally scoring a touchdown. Like, it's bad when the other team wants you to score the touchdown. That is Atlanta with the ball on offense. And Detroit is happy. They scored a touchdown because, they got the ball back. And they knew it. They went down. They won the game. I'm taking Carolina because the Falcons are allergic to winning. This is
just like when you can pick up the ball when they kick it across on a onside kick.
Yeah,
they just ran away from it.
Yeah, guys, this is not photoshopped. This is literally Atlanta scoring a touchdown, and Detroit is excited. They are happy. Look at number 44. The dude is smiling. The man just scored a touchdown on you, and you are smiling, pointing at the end zone because you knew.
It's time really scoring that touchdown. He's on my fantasy team. So,
and one of the reasons why you beat me by 1 point this week. We'll get to Robert Woods here in a little bit, but anyways,
we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, but 58 could not be more happy that his offense is going back on the field to go win the game. Atlanta, you suck. You suck. Give me the Panthers. We're moving on. Let's go. 1:00 games on Saturday. We've got the 3-3 Las Vegas Raiders traveling to the 5-2 comeback win Cleveland Browns. Cleveland, field goal home favorite again. Pretty standard here in the NFL. Over-under set at 54. I'll tell you what, though, guys. I cannot figure out this Vegas team. Like, Las Vegas, they come into this game after beating the Chiefs 40-32. But then that was at Kansas City, but then they get demolished by the Buccaneers at home, 45-20. Surprising stat of the week, Derek Carr only has 2 interceptions so far this season. Not playing terribly, but now they travel to Cleveland, who's coming off that come-from-behind victory against the Bengals. I know we all saw it. Cleveland now, though, they will unfortunately be without Odell Beckham Jr., who tore his ACL last week. Ironically enough, on a play where Baker Mayfield threw an interception. Very, very unlucky. Dr. Wes, the Raiders are 2-1 on the road so far. Can they pick up the win in Cleveland?
Yeah, like you said, I cannot figure out the Raiders at all. Like, they are so – you want to talk about a yo-yo team. They're all over the place. Sometimes they look great. Sometimes they look terrible. I'm just going to stick to my guns and pick against Baker Mayfield. I don't like him. I don't think he's good. He looked like trash last week. They barely beat the shitty Bengals. So give me the Raiders in a close game.
Steve, taking the Raiders?
The Raiders are. I called them 8-8 at the beginning of the year, and they're exactly where I thought they would be. 3-3. Almost 8-8. Two little dashes, and they're there. So, yes, you are right. Baker Mayfield started out 0 for 5 with a pick. But he proceeded to go 22 of 23 for the next throws, of which that last throw was a spike. So he literally did not miss a throw for the rest of the game after Odell Beckham tore his ACL. So, maybe with Odell Beckham off the field, that's one distraction gone. He can throw to Landry. He can throw to, to Kareem Hunt out of the backfield and can start throwing his tight ends. It's a 50-50 game for me, but Browns, they're showing up. They're doing good. And it's like you said, it's hard to guess this Raider team. Give me the Browns.
Taking the Brownies. Called it last week.
I can't believe he would go against me.
This is shocking. This is just
the audacity.
The out of control behavior by you two picking against each other is just ridiculous. For me, it literally took a perfect game. Stevie said it perfectly. The man was 22 for 22 on actual throws after the first quarter last week. It took a perfect 3 quarters for them just to beat the Bengals last week. Vegas, I mentioned in my intro, they play much better on the road so far this year. They scored 34 points in Carolina, 40 in Kansas City. For me, I don't think Baker can be perfect again, and that's literally what it took to beat the Bengals. I don't think he'll be perfect here. I don't think Derek Carr is going to turn the ball over this game again. Denzel Ward, who's he going to cover is my question. I'm not quite sure who would cover in this game. You can't put him on Darren Waller. So I think Darren Waller feasts here against Cleveland. I'm going to take the Raiders on the road and side with Dr. West yet again to start the week.
I like this. This is nice not being alone every time.
strange feeling, I'm sure, for you, man. This is weird.
Yeah, it's all right. 12-6 solo pick sounds great right now. So.
Sorry, Steve, 10-6, but you're still 100% on the. Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Right.
10-6 is still very solid.
With these 2 wins, it'll be 12-6.
I see.
Oh.
10-8 incoming.
Uh-huh.
Here we go. Let's go, Dr. West. I'm on Team West this week.
Yeah, clearly.
That will take us to our beloved Cincinnati Bengals, who can't hold on to any sort of lead whatsoever. They get the Titans rolling into town. The Titans are 5-1 after Gostkowski finally missed a field goal last week in the fourth quarter. They traveled to the 5-1 Cincinnati Bengals. The field goal luck of Tennessee has finally come to an end, resulting in their first loss to the Steelers last week. Meanwhile, the Bengals' complete inability to win again came through. They gave up a last-second touchdown to lose to the Browns, 37-34. I will say that Burrow has looked absolutely fantastic so far this year. I can't complain about what he's been doing. He's doing a great job. He's third in the NFL in passing yards with 2,023 after his 400-yard-plus output last week. Although, Derrick Henry, might as well call him Dr. Henry. He dissects defenses. He leads the league in rushing with 663 rush yards. Steve? Will Derrick Henry roll the Bengals here, or can Burrow pick up his second career win?
Burrow's doing great. Burrow looks great. Burrow's got, he's going to be there a long time and do really, really well. But just this year, it's not the Bengals' year. There's not much else to say about this other than the Bengals defense is bad. The Titans offense is, made for running over bad defenses. It's the Titans.
Dr. West? Taking the Bengals?
I totally agree. I'm going to take the Titans. They're a really fun team to watch. I mean, just watching Derrick Henry just explode through every defense is just amazing to watch. It's like, every team now, they want to just spread the ball out and just, pass it 90% of the time. And then you watch the Titans and they're just playing old school I formation, just running it down your throats, and people can't stop them. The only team that could stop them was the Steelers, and the Steelers beat them. So that being said, the Bengals defense is just atrocious. That the reason that Burrow has so many passing yards is because they're trying to catch up from behind every game. So I think that the Titans are going to slow this down. I would take the under on this game because of that. There's going to be a lot of running. And in the end, I'll take the Titans.
See, Dr. West, I disagree with you on here. I would take the over. I think the Titans defense, they give up points. They do. And the best part about this is I think Derrick Henry is going to laugh his way to the end zone multiple times in this game. He's just going to be knocking people over. The Bengals aren't going to be able to tackle this man. Let's be real. They can't stop anyone. That trend continues here. I think this is going to be a fun game. I got 34-27 Titans in this game. I think Titans are going to score quick. Bengals are going to go down the field. They're going to have to be kind of methodical, but they're going to be able to pass on this Titans defense. Tennessee's going to run all over this Bengals defense. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm really excited to watch this game, actually.
I think 35-21, but I mean, sure, take the over on this game.
I'd take the over, and Dr. West taking the under.
For sure. I think there's a lot of clock that's lost with all this running that's going to happen.
Okay. So Derrick Henry running for 35, 205, and 4 touchdowns then.
It's not implausible.
It's not. Absolutely not. I think it could happen. And, if it does happen, I wouldn't be surprised. It's the Bengals defense. They're absolutely horrible. They're like paper mache out there. They just get ran right through. That will take us to maybe a game we're going to be a little bit more indecisive on, I feel like. The 2-4. What? New England Patriots traveling to the 5-2 Buffalo Bills. Buffalo, again, a field goal home favorite. We're seeing a lot of these field goal, home favorites this week. Over under at 44. New England, they come into this game with 3 consecutive losses, a never-before-seen 2-4 Bill Belichick record, and an offense that just appears to be in total disarray, guys. They had 10 points. It was without Cam versus the Chiefs. 12 versus the Broncos, 6 versus the 49ers. Again, that's 12 total, 12 points max out of the last 3 games. Meanwhile, Buffalo's offense has not looked that great either, with only 16 points versus the Titans. They got blown out in that game. 17 versus the Chiefs, and only 18 points versus the Jets. 16, 17, 18 the last 3 games. This game literally has UGLY written all over it with a very low over-under total. Dr. West, who you got here?
Yeah, I was going to give a shout out to the Denver Broncos, who gave the Bills the playbook of just kicking 6 field goals for a win against the Patriots. This seems to be a common theme. I think that Cam Newton has just looked like trash ever since he had coronavirus. It's just wrecked him. I don't know why. I have to believe that the Bills are going to win this. They're a better all-around team. I've been with the Patriots all year, but Cam looks like a shell of himself. He got benched for Stidham.
I got nothing for that.
I can't do it.
I got nothing for that.
I can't do it.
Trash.
Until I see signs of life, I'm just going to be done with them.
That's totally fair. Steve, you've been on the Buffalo Bills wagon all season. I'm assuming you're taking them here.
Keep it rolling, baby. I mean, like I said at the beginning of this year, this is the Bills division, and they have to win these games to take this division. They've got a commanding lead here. They've got it. Like I said, they got to win these kinds of games. Interesting stat I saw: Cam Newton, the last 3 games he's played, 0 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's ran a couple in, but in a Bill Belichick offense, I feel like you got to sling it. You got to throw it a little bit. He doesn't really have anybody to throw to. And most precise thrower. He's always been more of a big dual threat kind of guy with his running, opening up the throws, and people are just stuffing him, and he can't beat them with their arm now for one reason or another. So I think the Bills here. I might even take the under on 44, to be completely honest. Again, I think this is going to be like a 20-10 game or 20-13 or something. It's gonna be a dogfight. It's gonna be dragged out.
Yeah, that might be a little too high there, Steve. 20-13, huh? Like, it's. I will say though, guys, like this season has caused me like physical pain. Like I'm in physical disarray because of the Patriots and the Bengals this year. I'm not going to surprise you guys with my pick. I'll go and throw it up here. Like I'm not going to abandon ship, obviously, on the Patriots or anything like that. This is literally a must-win game for New England. There's no 2 ways about it. This is literally a must-win game. You cannot go 4 back of Buffalo with Buffalo having a game in hand. So treat it like 4.5 back, essentially, at that point. At this point in the year, it's just, it can't happen for New England. They've got to grit this one out. Hopefully they're catching Buffalo at the right time. Hopefully they're catching Buffalo in this weird offensive struggle that they appear to be in. Can't pinpoint any specific reason why. They can't put up points. Hopefully New England's defense shows up for me. Hopefully Cam Newton gets right, and hopefully they pick up the W here. That's kind of what I'm rolling with here. I think Buffalo's going to win this game, but I got to pick New England. I have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Denver-Kansas City pick for me last week. Like, the smart pick is KC, and they got crushed. But I figured if they were going to take one, they were going to take one eventually. So, I don't blame you.
It's got to, if there's a game for them to pick up, it's got to be this one for me. Let's go, Pats.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Get this game right. Let's go. That will take us to the 4-2 Indianapolis Colts traveling to the 3-3 Detroit Lions. The Colts, a field goal road favorite in this game with an over-under set at 50.5. Fresh off of their bye, though, Indianapolis, they get the easiest game of their next 5 weeks this week with Detroit. They get the Titans twice, the Ravens, and the Packers in the next 4 weeks. So I think this is going to be the one that this is going to be their must-win game. While Detroit, they've won 2 in a row, albeit against the Jaguars and the Falcons, to stay slightly competitive in this NFC North. But now they do get a much tougher defensive test against the Colts. For me, this game does not scream excitement at all. But Steve, you've been a Matt Stafford guy so far this year. Can he beat the Colts and get to 4-3?
I think he can beat them. However, I don't think he does it this week. I think coming off the bye, I think the Colts they're a decent team. You know, they're playing above my expectations. Right, I thought they would be at this point. I mean, Phillip Rivers is still Phillip Rivers, but the rest of this team is pretty decent. He can, if he's just mediocre at best, you know, I think they can come out and win. I think the Lions are winning in spite of Matt Patricia. Again, you know, I don't know how that guy still has a job. I really wish for, you know, Matt Stafford, you know, he would go somewhere else. But I just don't think they can do it this week. I think the Colts come out. I don't really have any particular reason for this. I just think the Colts are a better team, so I think they take it.
Yeah, Dr. West, really quick. Detroit, they have not won a home game at all this year. Fun stat for the week. I think that continues here for me really quick. I don't have much interest in watching this game. I don't have much to say about it. I think it's going to be something like 23-17 Colts, something along those lines. Not very exciting, but a football game will take place. I'm going to take the Colts. So, Dr. West? Sorry, Steve.
I think it could hit the over. I mean, honestly, I probably would take the over for this game. It very well could be 31-27. You know, so it could be a high scoring game. Could go back and forth, where Detroit, you know, maybe loses in the fourth quarter, but yeah, I think they'll win.
It's Phillip Rivers has looked good in the past 2 weeks, though. The dead body of Phillip Rivers has sprung to life. Dr. West.
I hate both of these teams. I get them wrong almost every time. Being forced to choose between them, I will take the Colts because they had a week of rest, and you know, they probably pumped some steroids into Phillip Rivers' arm, maybe. Like that's the only. I don't have any. I don't have any good reasons. I just think that if you compare the teams overall, I think that the strongest unit on the entire field is going to be the Indiana defense. So I'll take them.
Yeah, for me, really quick, these two teams aren't bad. When I think of these two teams, though, matching up, I'm just like, bleh. Like, not bad football, but just not football that I care to watch. I don't know. Like, my interest level is like a 1.5 out of 10 for this game, I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not to put either of these two teams down. This game just smells bad. I don't want to be near it. I'm going to toss it out. It's going in the garbage.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And that takes us to, perfect segue, to an NFC North matchup.
Speaking of bye-bye.
Bye-bye, yeah. This is bizarre, right? Looking at these two records, did not expect this to come out of this game so far. We got the 1-5 Minnesota Vikings traveling to the 5-1 Green Bay Packers. Green Bay, roughly a touchdown home favorite here. Pretty large over-under, set at 54.5. Fresh off a much-needed bye week for the Vikings. They should be getting Dalvin Cook back. This is a must-win game again for the Vikings. Not that I think it's going to salvage their season. I think just for morality's sake, I think this is going to be a huge game for them. And they want to stay partly competitive in this NFC North. Meanwhile, last week, Green Bay, they righted the ship in a big way with a fairly easy win, 35-20 over the Texans. In a game where, get this, guys, Devontae Adams caught 13 balls for 196 yards and 2 touchdowns. It gets better. Now he gets a Vikings secondary that has been completely shredded by everyone in their path. Julio, 8 catches for 137 and 2 touchdowns. DK Metcalf, 6 catches for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. Will Fuller, 6 catches, 108 yards and a touchdown. And week 1, don't forget about that. They've already played each other this year so far. Week 1, Devontae Adams had 14 catches, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Vikings defense can't cover anything. They couldn't cover you with a wet blanket at this point. Dr. West, will the Packers roll the Vikings again here?
You have to believe so. I am on full board for the Minnesota Vikings to tank the rest of the year. They don't stand a chance for this division. Think if they had Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields instead of Kirk Cousins. That would be an exciting team to watch. Obviously, they have some holes in their defense they need to fill, but I mean, they're not just like you said. When Davante Adams is getting 14 catches against you in a game, like you cannot stop that. It's not possible. So give me the Packers.
Yeah, they haven't been able to stop anybody so far this year. And Steve, I'm assuming you're taking the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this game other than the Vikings chose to fight on the Kirk Cousins hill. They will die on the Kirk Cousins hill. It's the Packers.
I would love to see them have like a Justin Herbert kind of guy leading this team right now. And then you got Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen with Dalvin Cook on the backfield. I think Kirk Cousins is, the kink in this machine that is the Vikings. They can't defend anything right now. Mike Zimmer can't put together a proper offensive game plan, it seems like. But I will say, my caveat, as I've said for the past 3 weeks for the Vikings, if Dalvin Cook in this run game can get on a roll, which you can against the Packers, the game could stay close. But I am going to take the Packers with a side note that Davante Adams is an astonishing $8,800 on DraftKings this week. I'm still locking him in. Like,
right.
Holy crap. He's the most expensive wide receiver, I think almost by $1,000. I have to take a look again, something like that. You still got to lock him in, guys. Like, he's a 40 fantasy point machine, it seems like, at this point, against a defense that can't cover number one wide receivers. It's got to be Green Bay here overall. Love Davante Adams on DraftKings. 6.5. It's tricky. If you think Dalvin Cook can keep a win this game, take the Vikings plus 6.5. If not, Packers will roll here.
I mean, they played, like we talked about, they're going to have to play a perfect game with Dalvin Cook. They did that against Seattle and still lost. I have no hope for this Vikings team. The only thing Kirk Cousins is good at is not cussing. You ever heard that guy?
Gosh dang it!
Thing? He's always like, "Dag nabbit! Oh man, son of a heck!"
He's really good at garbage time yards too. I don't know if you noticed that so far this year. The man picks up garbage time stats like a champ.
Cool. All right, Ned Flanders. Like, calm down.
Like
diddly dang, we lost, guys. Son of a gun.
Taking this to a team that Ned Flanders could probably quarterback for. We've got the 0-7.
19.
Look at the freaking spread.
Oh my god. Get fucked, Jets.
We've got
to talk about this game.
Here are my notes for this game. Ready? As long as Adam Gase is coaching the Jets, I refuse to offer up any sort of game analysis for this team. Adam Gase is literally that guy at a party that no one invited. No one knows who he is, but he sticks around. He tries to talk to you and make small talk with you. And I hate that guy. I hate everything about that guy. I have no data for you on this game. Le'Veon Bell, this is a revenge game. I'm looking forward to him running all over this Jets team. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of them being in this league. Go away. Fly off the screen. Goodbye. Give me the Chiefs. Minus 30. What do you guys got?
You have to bet $2,000 to win $100 on this money line. That's
you know what? If you got $10 to spare, throw it on the Jets. And some fucking off chance that the world is crazy, if you got $10 to spare, throw it on the Jets. Win $1,000 if they win. But other than that, get fucked out of Gates.
99.9% of the world is going to have the Chiefs this week for Survivor if they're still available to them.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, you got to take the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think that's pretty easy. Let's move on. The Jets, I'm allergic to them. I can't look at them. I can't talk about them. So we're going to move on to the next game. Go ahead, Steve. I'm sorry.
Fun to laugh at. They're just fun to laugh at.
If you're in a giant pool for Survivor and you just want to be contrarian and don't choose the Chiefs, and by some act of God they lose, I mean you basically win your pool.
You've won the pool, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. If you got the Chiefs in Survivor, you probably should play them though, for real. But on the off chance, throw $10 on the Jets money line and see what happens. Have fun with it, right? That's what this is all about. Betting is fun.
Why not?
Yeah.
What do you got to lose? $10? That's it.
$10. You'll make it back. Everyone will always make it back. Let's move on, guys. Let's get away from this. God, in case you frustrate the ever living out of me. Anyways, we got the 5-2 Los Angeles Rams traveling to the Tua Miami Dolphins. Tua. It's Tua time, guys. LA, a 4-point road favorite. Over set at 47. Tua time is officially here in Miami. After coming in at the end of the last game, it was announced during the bye week that Tua will start this week. After, guys, Fitzmagic led them to 3 wins in their past 4 games. He wasn't playing terrible by any stretch. But for Tua's first start, he gets to be fed to Aaron Donald and this rough front 7 for the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams, yeah, that's weird decision-making time there in Miami. The Rams, they are only averaging 13 points allowed over their last 4 games. Kind of incredible. They are dying to get their hands on this highly acclaimed rookie who's making his first start in the NFL. So, Dr. Wes, can Tua get his first win, or will the Rams stifle Tua in his first start?
I would love to take the Dolphins coming off a bye. But man, to just be your first career game and have to play Aaron Donald, like probably the best defensive player in the league, is so rough. I do think the Dolphins are actually a sneaky good team. And the Rams going across the country. Give me the Rams, but it's not, I feel like this could be a sneaky win for the Dolphins.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Dr. West. Think about it for a second. We'll let Steve do some analysis.
Don't try to bully me into it.
We'll see if you want to change here in just a second. Steve, who are you taking this game?
You know what? If the Dolphins hadn't done my boy Ryan Fitzmagic dirty, I'd be all over the Dolphins on this game. But you fucked my boy. All right, I was never high on Tua. This is a terrible game to throw him to the Lions to the Rams, not the Lions. If it was the Lions, I'd say go for it. But just out to fresh meat, this is not the right game to do that. First of all, Fitzpatrick had this team in a great place. He thought it was his team. The guy was hurt. Like, he was genuinely like, this is only the second time that, like, every other time I understood, but this time I just don't get it. Like, and he was happy for Tua to go out there and play. Cool for him. I mean, I'm happy for Tua. Again, good for him. He's a highly touted rookie. They think he's ready. I don't. So if you're going to do my boy Ryan Fitzmagic dirty like that, you know what? Not picking you. Not picking you this week. It's the Rams.
Well said, Steve. Very well said. I could not agree any more with that. This is the worst game, I think, to throw Tua into the Lions Den. Like, literally, he's going to have he's going to go home and have an imprint of Aaron Donald in him. Like, it's not good. The Rams defense has been insane the past 4 weeks. They're not allowing anything. Tua making his first career start, I mean, just add it. Just add it to this game. I can't see him beating the Rams here. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. They might try to take the ball a little bit out of Tua's hands. But we'll see here, though. I think the Rams are going to run all over the Dolphins, though. By the way, side note, Robert Woods, you are dead to me. Look at me. You are dead to me.
If everyone doesn't know, so what happened? Me and Anthony played in fantasy last week. Robert Woods was the last guy that he had. Robert and Anthony, we were down by what, like 8 points, 4 points, or 6 points. It was like 114 to 108, basically. Robert Woods proceeds to score 6 points and then fumbled. So you were beating me. And then he fumbled and lost it, and you lost to me.
I lost by less than a point because of a Robert Woods rushing fumble that was returned for a touchdown. Welcome to my life. This is it.
Thanks, Robert.
This is it.
I mean, in my defense, I had DJ Moore on the bench, and he scored like 25 points. If I would have played him instead of Robbie Anderson, I don't think it would have mattered.
It's true, but I mean that all factors into the bubble that is my life.
I was watching it, right? And I was just like, oh no. And I looked back later, I was like, oh shit, I'm winning. What happened? I was like looking at the stats and I was like, oh fuck, he fumbled. Like,
man, sweet. I couldn't even respond to your text. Like, I wanted to like take my phone and like break it over my kneecap because I'm still salty after I lost the championship to Jeff last year by less than a point because Aaron Jones had that super long run against the Vikings. I'm still salty. Less than 1 point losses immediately tilt me. Robert Woods, you're gone, my friend. You're done. You're done.
Dead to me.
You're done. Let's switch games, shall we, guys? Let's go to, I think this is going to be my favorite game of the week, honestly. We've got the 6-0 Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to the fresh off their bye 5-1 Baltimore Ravens. Again, field goal home favorite here. Over-under set at 46.5. Two pretty good defenses, I feel like, for the most part. But we've got a monster AFC North showdown this week, as this game will literally set who's going to win the AFC North in motion. Pittsburgh, they come into this game averaging 31.5 points in their last 5 games. Big offensive outbursts. Meanwhile, Baltimore, they're, not bad themselves, averaging 28 points in their last 5 games. But neither defense has looked incredibly sharp over the past couple of weeks. So for me, I think this game could blow away this over-under. But we all know how these AFC North matchups go, right? They're typically rough, low-scoring games. So, Steve, I'll let you go. Who comes out on top here?
Yeah, you definitely have to take the over for this. I think 46.5. That's an easy over. This is gonna be like I said, this is gonna be like probably like 35-34. I think it's gonna be a big game. But I think at home with the Ravens, I've been hesitant to be on the Steelers, which is a weird thing considering they're the only team that hasn't lost yet this year. But I think Baltimore's motivated. I think they're ready to go. They had that bye week. They're at home, and they're ready to prove that they're the best team in the AFC North. I picked them to win the division, so I'll stick with them. I'll pick the Ravens.
Taking the Ravens. Dr. West, taking the Ravens as well?
I agree. It's hard to pick against an undefeated team, but coming off a bye, the Ravens at home, I think that if you would have gotten this, if I told you this was the matchup 8 weeks ago, you would have been like, oh, yeah, the Ravens are going to be 6-point favorites easily, probably more. I think that in terms of you're talking well-rounded teams, the Ravens are that team. So give me the Ravens.
Yeah, you guys said it perfectly. I don't have much to add here. Baltimore's coming off a bye. They're at home. Pittsburgh's played some hotly contested games in the past couple of weeks versus the Eagles and Titans. I think they're a little bit beat up. We mentioned last week Devin Bush is out for the year. Really good linebacker. He was playing every snap for them. They're going to miss him this game. Mark Ingram is also a little bit beat up. Not sure if he's going to play yet or not, but Ravens have 8 running backs on the roster, I feel like, with, Dobbins and Gus Edwards.
J.K. Dobbins is better anyways.
I think he is. I totally agree with that. I think Baltimore takes advantage here of a Pittsburgh team who hasn't really gotten any rest except that COVID week against the Titans. They've been playing a lot of close games, having to play a lot of catch-up, having to play a lot of keep the lead then as well. A lot of stressful situations for Pittsburgh. Baltimore, they were relaxing, maxing, chilling all cool and all, shooting some b-ball outside the school last week on their bye week. Haha. And Ravens sweep here, guys. Are you guys surprised by that?
A little, but no. I mean, it's not too surprising. They're both really good teams. I just think we both think that bye week is key.
Totally agree. That will take us to our 4 p.m. games. We've got the 4:05 p.m. game here. We've got the 2-4 Los Angeles Justin Herberts traveling to the 2-4 Denver Broncos. The Chargers, a field goal road favorite here with an over-under set at 45.5. Rookie quarterback Justin Herbert, guys, has been playing like a man possessed over the past couple of weeks. He had 347-3 versus the Jags, 264 and 4 touchdowns versus the Saints, and then 290-3 versus the Bucks. Dude's been killing it recently. Finally able to get that breakthrough versus the Jags. The Jags, haha, everyone can beat them. They won 39-29. But unfortunately, Steve, got to mention it, the Broncos are coming off a 43-16 thumping of the Chiefs in a game where Kansas City, they got a pick 6, a kickoff return touchdown, a lot of mistakes by Denver in that game. But on the bright side, they did limit Patrick Mahomes to only 200 passing yards and 1 touchdown. But we'll start with Dr. West here. Can Herbert keep the train rolling, or will Denver get back on track?
I really do like Herbert, and he's been fun to watch. He's been slinging the ball all over the place. But I'm going to take the Broncos. I think that at home, they're a better team. I'm going to pick against Anthony Lynn because I just think he's a turd of a coach that's not good. And I think Drew Lock I don't think he gets enough credit. I think he's actually pretty good for how old he is. So give me the Broncos.
Steve, take it away, man. Let's go.
Yeah, it's last week was not kind. It was the worst case scenario. Not only did the team lose, but I have old Patty Mahomes on my fantasy team, so he did dick. Even though I came out with a win, so it's a worst case there last week. That's okay. Like I said last week, I said it. I'll repeat it now. It was a hard pick for me last week for the old Denver Broncos over the reigning Super Bowl champs. It was a stretch, and I know it would be, but you got to take those leaps of faith sometimes. Here though, I don't think the Chargers are good. We're still had some injuries, but we do have some guys coming back. AJ Bouye came back, and a couple of guys came back. I saw Mike Purcell was hurt, and I think Philip Lindsay's hurt again. But we still have Melvin Gordon, and I agree with Wes. I think Drew Lock is a lot better than some guys give him credit for. I think eventually this offense will click, especially with all these new rookies and stuff like that. And Anthony Lynn is butthole, so I'll pick Denver.
Yeah, Anthony Lynn, you ass, bro.
You ass.
You ass. Yeah.
You suck,
You
dog.
suck. Yeah. For me though, Denver. I mentioned it last week. They got the up part of the Kansas City yo-yo last week. I said they were going to score 38. They scored 43. I mean, that's literally been Kansas City this year. It's an up and down yo-yo for them. But now they get Justin Herbert, who's playing like he wants to win Rookie of the Year. And can they slow him down is my biggest question. They did it to Mahomes last week. 200 yards and a touchdown. Denver's at home here. I think that they have what it takes to slow down the Los Angeles Fighting Justin Herberts. And I will also take Denver. Denver sweep here. I think it's more, I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's an indictment of Drew Lock being underrated as well as us not liking Anthony Lynn is what's a result of these picks.
We've been doing a lot of agreeing.
Rookie. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, it is a rookie quarterback against a very good defense. I mean, especially a Vic Fangio defense. So he's going to throw a lot of blitzes at them, a lot of weird things that he's going to have to dissect. And I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. We'll see.
Yeah, I think they might throw Bouye probably on Keenan Allen here. It could be
for sure.
Could be a Hunter Henry game. Could be maybe a Mike Williams game, if anything, for the Chargers if they're to win this game.
It's never a Mike Williams game. Don't fall for that trap.
Yeah, he pops up twice every 16 games or so. For those counting at home, that's twice a year. I think Denver at home here is the better pick, especially with the +3 against the Chargers. I mean, they play close games all year long. Yeah, take the spread, if anything. Go with that. I think that's pretty solid. Over under this game, guys. How do you see this game going? Over under 45?
Under.
I think over. I think this game it could be like a 20-7 to 21 game maybe.
So here's what I think. Strangely enough, I called it with the Eagles Giants last week. I said, give me the tie at 43. That's the score of the game. 22-21. If I got the clip, I'll play it for you.
Hell, at 43, I might even do the under at that rate, but the spread, I wouldn't touch it.
Shit, at this rate, I'd bet the push on this and see what odds I can get for that. They are going to score 43 points. Yeah, it's going to be horrible. But give me the tie here. 24-21 Broncos. Let's go. Give me the tie.
All right. The push.
All right, you
give me the push.
You agree with the lines makers.
I do. Give me the push. Give me Denver. Denver +3. And let's go to our second 4 o'clock game here, guys. You ready for this one? We got the 4-2 Saints traveling to the 5-2 Chicago Bears. Chicago, yet again, another game, this time at home, and they are yet again not a favorite to win the game. Been a theme so far this year. Confirming everything that we mentioned so far about the Bears so far this year. They could not do anything against the Rams on Monday night, and had it not been for a Robert Woods fumble return for a touchdown, they would have nearly gotten blanked by the Rams. Meanwhile, the Saints, they're coming off back-to-back 3-point, not-so-easy wins against the Chargers and Panthers. Steve, can Chicago turn it around at home, or will the Saints pick up their 4th win in a row?
The Panthers are, they're not the Panthers. Sorry, the Bears are like the one team that I just have not been able to get right this year. But I am pretty right about the Saints and them being pretty good. I still don't think the Bears are. I don't think you put Nick Foles out there. You can put Mitch Trubisky. You could put.
Oh, Steve.
We lost Steve there for a second.
You there?
Oh no.
Uh-oh. We've lost Steve. Dr. Wes, recover us.
Yeah. All right, I'll cover you. What I'm going to say is I think you should not be tricked by the record of the Bears. They're not a 5-2 team in terms of talent. I really don't think the Saints are that good either, but I'll take the Saints. Good luck. I mean, it's going to be hard for them to go into Chicago just because of the weather and that sort of thing, but I think they're a better team overall. They should win.
All right, really quick. Steve, are you back? Can you hear us?
He's gone.
I think we've lost Steve for this part of the episode. We'll get you guys his picks if he's able to come back in here. For me as well, I say it every week. The Bears' offense is bad. Matt Nagy is bad. He's not this offensive genius that everyone thought he was going to be. The Bears have literally been getting by on defense alone. And I don't think that it'll be enough against the Saints this week. I don't think it'll be enough. Well, they've been the dog every week so far, and they're 5-2, barely getting by. I think the Saints -4 is risky. Like, they've had back-to-back 3-point games, so I don't know if I'd touch any of these spreads. Give me the Saints, not happily or anything like that. Or do we have Steve back? Can you hear us?
We are. Sorry about that. It's Saints.
It's Saints. He's back to take the Saints, complete the sweep. Go Saints.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Just in time, Steve, for us to hop into the very, very next game. We've got the last 4 o'clock game on Sunday. We've got the 4-3 San Francisco 49ers traveling to the 5-1 Seattle Seahawks. 3-point or field goal home favorite again for the Seahawks. Over under set at 54. I feel like that's been every single game this week, just about. The 49ers are coming off an absolute dismantling of my Patriots, winning 33-6 in Foxborough. They held Cam Newton to 98 pass yards, 3 interceptions, while Seattle, on the other hand, dropped their first game of the year in an overtime matchup to the Cardinals, 37-34, after Russell Wilson threw a very costly interception in the last minute of that game. Russ, could he be slipping here a little bit? He did throw for 3 interceptions against the Cardinals, but he does still lead the league with 22 passing touchdowns this season, and is actually second in yards per game with 315. So, Dr. West, you like the Seahawks coming into this year. Can they pick up the win here?
I did. I think that they'll probably go 1-1 against each other this year. You have to decide which game they lose. At least that's what I think. I think, actually, I'm going to pick against the Seahawks. I'm going to take the 49ers to kind of ride the momentum of doing well against the Patriots last week and play a bruising game against the Seahawks in a close one and win.
Interesting. Okay, Steve, San Fran, they were your pick for this division coming in. You going to ride them with Dr. West?
Wes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Give me the 49ers. Like I said, I picked the 49ers. If they're gonna win, they gotta win. This is a pivotal game for them to win. They're coming in. I think they're getting healthy. They're coming in. They're a good team. They're a strong team. I think that they can watch the Viking game. They can watch the Cardinals game. That's a blueprint for beating Russell Wilson and the Seahawks team. If you can beat Russell Wilson, you can beat this Seattle team because it's literally all they are. And as long as you put up a couple points, you're there. So give me the 49ers. I agree with Wes. Rare opportunity.
Yeah, guys. So you're all on the 49ers, huh? We got Chris Carson, who might be out this game. Despite all of the San Fran injuries, they are somehow piecing together these wins. And they only sit in a game and a half behind Seattle so far in this division. So this game is huge. San Fran, they are 3-0 away from home this year. But they haven't traveled to Seattle yet. Give me the Seahawks. I am very surprised I'm the only one of us on the Seahawks this game.
This is a good opportunity for you to make up a game against us.
Yeah.
You're getting a favorite on your own. So
go.
It's a solid
Russ.
pick, I think, but there's calculated underdogs you got to take, and this is one of them. So.
It's definitely, yeah, for sure. I'm with you. But Seattle at home, I'm honestly surprised I picked them by myself. I'll take that. If San Fran wins, good on you guys. I mean, that's awesome. Like I'm nothing else I can say
It's a
about
strong
that.
island to be on. So.
I'll take a 5-1 island. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's. All right, guys. Let's hop into our Sunday night game here. We're going to hit the hour mark here very shortly. We got the 2-5 Cowboys traveling to the 2-4-1 division leading Philadelphia Eagles, and we get to be blessed with another NFC East matchup this week, guys. Oh my gosh. Unfortunately for Dallas, they are going through quarterbacks like Halloween candy, as Andy Dalton was forced out of the game last week after a concussion with just a nasty hit by John Bostic. I don't know if you guys watched that. Just ridiculous. And now, if you guys heard about this, their defensive coordinator Mike Nolan had to pause his conference because he got some hot sauce in his eye. Like, where does it end with this team? Where does it end? Quarterback Ben DiNucci will probably have to step in for his first career start against the Eagles, who are fresh off their 22-21 win against the Giants, so they're still a mess. So, Steve, who picks up the NFC East win on Sunday night?
How bad are the Cowboys that they're playing the not so great Eagles that they are literally more than a touchdown, to lose to this team, like more than a touchdown underdogs for this. It's absurd how bad this Cowboys team really is. I picked the Eagles beginning of the year. Like I said, I think that tie is going to be pivotal, but here neither of these teams are great, but I just think the Eagles, they just at least have their starting quarterback for now. I don't want to, I just jinxed Carson Wentz. My bad. Sorry, bud. Just they're going through quarterbacks. It's not great over there. I'm not going to say much more. Give me the Eagles. Dr.
Wes, you side with Steve here?
Just like I swore off the Falcons, I've also sworn off the Cowboys. They're dead to me. Now they have a 7th-round pick rookie that's going to try to come out and win a Sunday night game that everybody's watching. How about no? So give me the Eagles.
Yeah, you crazy Dutch bastard.
Is he a Dutch bastard?
I just watched Goldmember this weekend, so
solid.
Fresh in my mind.
Best piece of cinema ever.
Agreed. Yeah, top 3 movie all time. Quote us.
Yeah, list your top three movies.
Scotty Jones.
Yeah, how about ladies and gentlemen, Scotty Jones?
Nothing is my father from the truth.
Oh, dude, I think we go on and on about quotes from that movie.
For sure.
But I will say, despite Philly's struggles so far this year, they've played the Steelers and the Ravens close. They did just beat the Giants, although barely. It wasn't pretty, 22-21. Meanwhile, the Cowboys, they're an absolute dumpster fire. You got coaches getting hot sauce in their eyes. Quarterbacks, they're on their last one, I think. Philly's at home. Give me Philly. Not much else to say about this one. Poor Ben DiNucci having to step in here on Sunday night. That's what it looks like at this point. Andy Dalton, I don't think is going to be cleared in time for this game. Philly rolls. That will take us to our Monday night game. We've got the 5-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to the 1-6 New York Giants. Look at this spread, guys. My goodness gracious. 10.5-point road favorites for the Bucs with an over-under set at 47. But I will say, guys, back-to-back solo Tampa Bay picks that were correct. But
yeah.
They now are huge 10.5-point road favorites against the Giants. And, despite being 1-6, they're only a game and a half out of first in NFC East. This is dumb. This is so dumb. Dr. West, will the Bucs continue to roll? Are you actually going to pick them here? Or will the Giants get back on track?
As much as I love to pick against the Bucs, I think I'd be a bit silly to take the Giants here. So give me the Bucs, and probably not a close game.
Steve, you gonna agree with Dr. West?
I am. I don't think it's gonna be real ugly. I think Tommy boy is getting hot at the right time. He's looking like the Tommy boy of old TB12. There's not much to say about this game. I mean, I think the Giants, I think they've got a young core. I think maybe in a couple of years, as long as Daniel Jones doesn't trip over his feet anymore, they'll be all right.
Oh, he's tripping, man. He's tripping.
He's tripping.
He's tripping all over this game. Yeah.
That poor guy.
Man, what can you do? The turf monster got him.
Right.
I will say, Tom Brady, he does not forget. He does not forgive. So he has not forgotten how the Giants ruined a perfect season for him 13 years ago. And neither have I. The Bucs, they appear to be operating at full capacity. So maybe Tom was the key cog of the Patriots after all, guys. Maybe he just was. We don't know yet. For me, Bucs win fairly easily here against this Giants football team, I guess if you can call them that. I don't think it's going to be very close. We're about to see them before Antonio Brown. I mean, just imagine now, guys, like you've relegated Scotty Miller now to the bench in place of Antonio Brown. Here we go. Tampa Bay rolls here. That will take us to Survivor. Steve riding the mega hot streak, 6 in a row. Unfortunately, Philly ruined that week 1, and Dr. West yet again. Here we are. My weekly apology to you, week 3. I apologize, but not really for that pick. We had a clean week last week with the Bills being the Jets and the Eagles being the Giants. I know Dr. West likes to go last as to not piggyback or quote-unquote be jinxed, as he likes to call it, on any of us.
I'm not getting jinxed by you guys.
Yeah, so I will go ahead and lead us off here. For me, I think this was going to be pretty straightforward. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Giants. Steve, who you taking?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to go with, but we'll keep it kosher here. You know what? I'll make it easy. Give me the Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs.
I thought I was going to be the only one on the Tampa Bays.
You got Kansas City available, man. You're not going to take the Chiefs against the Jets?
Yeah, give me the Chiefs. It's too easy. I'm just going to take the Chiefs.
Yeah,
I was going to take the Titans against the Bengals, but
yeah, I would never think that game, man. I would take them, but I already picked them. That's why I didn't take them. But
I don't worry as much about copying Steve as I do you.
That's totally fair. I understand.
Your curse
thank you, sir.
There's a certain level of jinx from this side of the video as opposed to Steve's side. So we'll roll with the Chiefs here.
This could be Robert Woods level of fucking here.
This could be bad. Yeah. Screw that guy. I hate that guy. You just made the list with Adam Gase, my friend. Shout out to Chris Jericho. That puts us right over the hour mark, guys. Perfect timing, a little bit over. Any final thoughts you guys have on Week 8 this week?
No, I need to redeem myself. Try to win this Herbert. Oh boy, I just disappeared into the background. All right, here we go. This Herbert rookie card might be worth 50 cents right now. Come on.
Yeah, let's go, guys. So remember, you must leave a like on the video. Leave all of your picks. These are straight up picks. Not worrying about spreads or anything like that. They are straight up picks. Leave a comment, and if you manage to beat Dr. West, you have won yourself a Justin Herbert rookie card. I mean, it's that simple, guys. I mean, Dr. West lost to everyone last week. Why not again this week, right? Let's get it done, y'all. Please consider subscribing as well, guys. We definitely appreciate it. The channel is growing pretty well so far. Getting a lot of views on the NFL videos. Check out all of our other videos. We got a lot of other stuff coming, and we'll see you guys for the Week 9 NFL video.
Toodles.
Let's go.